All right, that is the clock striking past 9:30. So this looks like we're all up and running. My name is Ben Broadbridge, and I just want to welcome you firstly to the beginning of this two-day e-symposium. Finding North Network have put together something really special with these speakers. Um, I love to speak from my current or my heart, and the way I like to facilitate in the workshops that I do, as well as with this beautiful opportunity to help host and facilitate some powerful conversation, as well as some keynote speeches and some lived experience chats that will be memorable, impactful, and I'm really, really excited. When I look at the content and the depth of which I've looked at some of these presentations beforehand, I'm just so excited for you all to see this. So I've got some dot points I'll just roll through here, which are really important. In my own world, as well as everything that our supporters and Finding North Network center around, is really at the heart of it all. It's safety. Now, when we talk about lived experiences and, of course, the difficult and challenging things that can arise in our lives, and the wisdom it provides when we navigate them, whether that's skillfully or I first want to put my hand up and say I've navigated some things very unskillfully in my life, but it's taught me a lot. Our lived experiences really do shape who we become. So in saying that, in the sharing of our lived experiences, of course, it can be challenging to hear. It could be the content. I suppose that word content or triggers. Basically, it's when two things are in resonance of either our experience or our perspective with another. And I guess that means that it can go all kinds of ways, can't it? It could mean that you're in, and I mean this with the utmost respect, you're in violent agreement with someone's perspective, or it can leave you feeling this dissonance or disconnection, where you're maybe even closed off and your heart closes because of the nature of what's said, the language that's used. And I will you might see my eyes tracking off camera a little bit, because I just want to make sure we do some of this housekeeping just correctly. Perspectives as a event wants to be inclusive with every aspect of both the intent behind our presentations, the language that our speakers choose to authentically represent their own experiences. So I want to invite you to have an attitude of curiosity throughout these 2 days. Or if you're joining us just for the certain sections, rather, just to be open, heart and mind, open to the kinds of different experiences that other people have. Because let's remember, and this is really what it boils down to as being a human, is what makes you is unique. The way you communicate, the language you use to convey those experiences is always unique. So an open heart and an open mind. So obviously this thing upstairs, it's amazingly powerful at creating discernment, reason, and understanding. But matters of emotion and feeling, that's really from down here, isn't it? The language of the heart, the compassionate heart, is much different to the analytical brain. So I would invite you to split your focus between the two. But if I'm being a little bit selfish here, I would say to prioritize that feeling through the heart space into trying to understand more deeply someone's experience. And the way I like to finish that is just to encourage everyone to respect everyone else's view of the world. And because that is always unique. There are so many. In fact, there's probably an infinite, ever-changing conglomerate of different things that will shape someone's experience. So just to be mindful that someone's experience might be very different to your own. And those perspectives, which is really the whole purpose of this event, is to have this platform or this space for authentic voice to facilitate healing, advocacy, and overall just to connect with you all deeply on a level that's really special, to make that sort of memorable side of things. There's the program that you'll have access to. Will be sort of looking at, connection awareness, the positive change that these speakers will bring in. There is closed caption enabling for those who may need it. It's at the bottom of your screen. And we really do encourage you to connect, use the reacts if you would like. Please engage with the chat. Please engage with the Q&A. There's so many amazing speakers that I'm a curious person. I'm going to unfurl their stories deeper. But if you are genuinely interested at a specific angle on someone's speech or keynote, please put that into the chat. And what we'll be doing is we'll be filtering those questions through, and we'll ask as many as time allows. What else have we got here? We will try and address as many as we can. Schedule, obviously, staying on track is very important as well. I want to switch to now just considering the content and trigger warning. The very nature of sharing impactful stories, which are or often have themes of challenge and pain and difficulty, grief, loss, bereavement. You have to imagine that the very nature of the beast here is that it's going to leave us feeling something, right? And that's not necessarily a bad thing. And, when I think of the word courage, I think of despite the very real fear or apprehension or discomfort that's in front of us, we still proceed with a proud chest and our chin high, because we know we're capable people who can handle, like all humans, a heck of a lot. We're resilient creatures, humans, and I love humans and the humanity in everybody. And something really important here, there's an old Friedrich Nietzsche quote that says, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." I'm in two minds of thought with this. First one being that, yes, of course, there is amazing wisdom, resilience, grit, determination. This thickening of our skin and our capacity can even grow when we go through traumatic instances in our lives. But what's also true, and I just want you to ponder on this for a quick sec, is what you go through and what you don't go through, what you aren't able to experience in your life. This really shapes who we become, but especially those traumatic or challenging instances, they can fundamentally change you forever. I have a lived experience with suicidal ideation myself. So I am, air quotes, uniquely qualified to understand that kind of the depth of that despair that comes with a narrowed perception of perceived options in how to move forward. And I really struggled with a diminished level of hope and some false narratives that I really fueled the fire with. And so I want to, on that, embrace your natural response with some of the things that are said. If you feel something, just listen into the wisdom of the body. I want to remind us all that, yes, we're resilient creatures and we've got this amazing physiological system. All of our biology, it's so intelligent, and it tells us what we're capable of and what is simply too much. So I want you to honor your natural response today. And if you feel you need to step away, to please do that. If you need to take 5, if you need to recharge and perhaps even settle things down for the day, please honor that. It is likely that you will feel stuff throughout here. Topics such as trauma, psychosis. I'm just reading some different inclusions here: drug and alcohol use, and different methods of using those kinds of things. Self-harm, and obviously a lived experience of suicide may be discussed as well. I just want to take this quick moment to just acknowledge some people in my life who are no longer with us in this physical space, but I want to honor their names because their memory burns brightly with me. Andy, Minnie, Daniel, Tom, Ben, and Jeff. I want to just open my heart to those guys because I feel like they're hovering around with me today, all of which had their physical experience on this plane, I guess, ended a little too abruptly. And for those of you who have a lived experience of suicide or other sort of significant traumatic instance, doesn't need to be, that kind of experience. These things fundamentally change us. So I want you to do a bit of a body scan, if you can, right now for me. Wherever you're sitting in space, try and plant your feet on the ground. Push your butt back in the chair, wherever you are, with some lumbar support. And for the purpose of this, I'm going to shut my eyes as well. So you might just want to shut your eyes down and just listen to my voice. And just have a bit of a scan with your body and your belly and your breath. Just see how you're breathing. I'm feeling a little flutter, and it's probably nervous excitement, more so than anxiety. I sometimes get those two confused. You might be feeling a little off. You might be feeling a little tired. Maybe your breathing's a little labored. And I just want to encourage you to gently soften your belly and try and breathe deep down into your diaphragm. As I said, it's a miraculous intelligent system our body has, and it will tell us when something is too much. I just encourage you throughout the day, and I will prompt this as well, just to be mindful of what the wisdom from the body is saying, and check in with your breath. If you're feeling stressed, like me, I'm sure, if you're feeling stressed, you'll start to feel those physical symptoms, the adrenal response. So do a bit of a body scan, breathe deep in your diaphragm, and let's try and switch out of that stress response. It's amazing how just commandeering the power of your breath can really help down-regulate us into a more sort of resettled space. Also, I want to thank our supporters, MIFA, so the Mental Illness Fellowship of Australia, Lived Experience Australia, National Mental Health Consumer Alliance, and the platform and the Purpose Studios, where we're joining you live from today. Also, just on the nature of what you might experience today, I want you to know that there is further help out there, of course. Telehealth services are generally well known, especially for those who might be joining us. You likely might have heard of these and had some experience. So we're going to put those up in the resources and highly visible for you if you need that kind of thing. And also just to keep the conversation going with Finding North Network directly and engaging again through the Q&A or the chat. If you need further support other than that, please connect with the people you love and you trust. Have those courageous conversations yourself around what's challenging or what you found challenging, debriefing, and also a prioritization on your self-care. Self-care, self-love, healthy maintenance, whatever we want to call that, it's really, really up to you. But the things that you do for yourself to kind of draw a line in the sand, so you can sort of dissipate and let some of these, the kinds of feelings go. In saying that, it might not all be stressful for everybody. It actually could feel like you're growing capacity. I know that when I'm in witness of people's courageous, authentic self-expression without apology, it makes me feel really proud of them. And it actually helps, I think, for me personally, it actually grows my capacity to hold space and to be in service of others as well, because it inspires me deeply. So I just want to thank you all for attending. Very quickly, there's a little photo of me and my little boy, my little slice of heaven, this divine little human that's made me such a proud husband, dad. And, like it says on this slide, I'm a first-time MC. I've never done this before, but I am I suppose, without any ego, I say this, and there I go prefacing that because I'm sort of always worried about what people might think. But I am a facilitator. I've done a few thousand hours of group facilitation and one-on-ones, and I'm really proud of that. We run a social enterprise called Beyond All Bounds, and you'll be able to find those links and stuff there. I'm a very curious person. Like I said, I've had lived experiences, and both those have shaped who I've become. They've been the most difficult. I've been in places and times where I've been on my knees, literally looking to the sky for guidance, for help. And I've also had some amazing, cultivated some amazing, some wisdom along that, coping strategies, tools, and that's really fueled my passion and purpose to be here today. With facilitation, I believe this is a conversation. So outside of people's keynotes, I will be having some curious questions. So again, I encourage you to do that. And I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in and for this opportunity. I'm filled with hope and gratitude around what this will mean for people. And please, if you're finding this kind of content and this event really powerful, please send it out, put it onto socials, tag Finding North Network. We'd love to see you get around it.
Thanks for watching Explore More Perspectives 2024 on Finding North Network's YouTube channel. Find out more by visiting findingnorthnetwork.com.au or email info@findingnorthnetwork.com.au.